And you know we rocking with Illustrate Radio, and you already know who I am. Let's do it the right way, ladies. Hey, let's do the pretty girl rock, 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 rock. Ladies, where you at?
Illustrate Radio. Happy Hump Day, ladies. That was a dope mix. Thank you for that, DJ Stiletto. We appreciate you.
Yes, yes. Giving it to us.
Okay, I just want to make sure y'all can hear me. I know, right? So y'all welcome again. Happy Hump Day. It's Illustrate Radio. Make sure y'all are logged in on our Facebook Studio 202 DC page. Y'all make sure y'all check out our episodes out on YouTube and follow us on Instagram, also on iHeartRadio, because we everywhere today. And I have my beautiful co-host with me. How you doing, Miss T. Gray?
I'm doing mighty fine, darling. Mighty fine indeed. Yes, letting our twin powers activate today. Yes.
I know. Shout out to Cousin Paul and our blessed period shirt. I love it. Spoiler, God wins. God wins every single time. This is super duper dope. Shout out to Cousin Paul again. We appreciate you for that. Love the shirts. So we have a really dope show going on today. We have a special guest joining us later, and her name is Gabrielle Brown. You can definitely follow her as Gabby Supreme on Instagram as well. She'll be joining us a little later at the end of the show. But let's go ahead and just get into, our segment. It's just my luck, right? So just my luck that today, the president, who's ever president this is, everybody keeps saying, I done got like 10 calls today. Oh, your president is getting impeached. Oh, your president, blah, blah, blah. Look. Y'all, I just want to set the record straight. He is not my president. I don't like neither one of them. So I just said, period. Period. I denounce the whole damn government system. But anyway, that's a whole nother topic. I just want people to leave me alone and know that I'm an advocate for Black people. I'm all about us. And if I feel as though someone is doing something for us, I am definitely going to be an advocate for what they are doing, not per se the person and what they represent. I also want everyone to kind of be thankful a little bit. We have to appreciate this bigot being in office because he put a lot of light on things that people were sitting there skipping over and not acknowledging. I now heard somebody on the TV today said, oh, there is white privilege. You know how long, like we've been through that. And the fact that we are even still appalled at these riots and we're appalled at their privilege is another thing. So I'm gonna need for us, go ahead and we need to focus on us and not focus on trying to be included so much. Inclusion is not always necessary. We were better when we felt excluded and we were focusing on us. So again, not my motherfucking president, so stop saying that shit. And two, y'all go find some business and stop being outraged and shit that we've been through. And be grateful that now it's on the scale where we all coming together and we all love one another. But anyway, that's it for my rant. I'm good.
A mighty fine rant indeed. That was a mighty fine rant indeed. Girl, so it's so important.
For us, our love and today.
Love is love and fed up, honey. Because you touched on something. I was going to talk about something else, and I had to quickly switch gears when you began to talk about white privilege. I was having a discussion earlier today about how alive and well racism is, and how I really, if I didn't know before yesterday, I know so wholeheartedly that it's really never going anywhere. And I'm not saying that we should stop the fight against it. I'm not saying that we should, put a pause on what we're doing to make things better in this country. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying that we all need to really come to a very serious realization that it's not going to stop. We can fight it, but, be mindful. It's not going to stop. And I wasn't going to talk about this, but when you said white privilege and it just spun off into just white folks and their frame of thinking when race plays a part in their methodology. So this wasn't necessarily an issue of privilege, but definitely a very ingrained mental issue that I feel like some white people need to address within themselves. So some of you all know, who are watching this, that I just lost my dad yesterday. And so that experience is something that I've never gone through before. Okay. I'm young. My parents are young, never lost a parent. So, hey, I'm new to this shit. And I'm there at the hospital, me and my sister, and we're there with my father as he's leaving. Okay. So this is a long, a draining process. It's pain there, it's joy there. So it's an emotional roller coaster, but not in the frame that you would think, oh, hey, there'd be some racism afoot. But we're there. We're crying. We're upset. We're consoling, doing what we do. I'm the go-to sister for the medical people. I'm the one, if you come in, you want to talk, you want to ask a question, you want to ask me. So the doctor pulls me out the room and I have to switch gears. Okay, because I'm crying, I'm boohooing. I'm like, okay, let me get it together. Let me go talk to the doctor, see what's going on. And she says, I understand that this is the hardest thing that you all have to do. If there's anything that you all need, just tell me and we'll do our best to make it happen. I said, the only thing I will want is something that, to be honest with you, is out of your realm of control. And I don't think you would be able to make it happen. But I appreciate what you're saying. She says, oh, no, tell me what it is. And we're going to try to see what we can do. Woo-de-woo. And I said, me and my sister are here. The doctor who called said 2 people can be here. I said, I have another sister and brother. I said, can we leave? They only gave us an hour. I said, can we leave and let my brother and sister come? Like, we've had our opportunity to say goodbye. We're totally fine with cutting our time short. Let them come in. My sister and my brother, blood sister and brother. Okay. Not strangers, not little Pookie, not little nut from down the street, my family. And she says to me, well, I can't really let your whole community in. I would have to let everybody in. Hold up, bitch. Whose whole community? My whole community? Do you mean this whole tribe of Black people that grace the face of this earth? Because that's my community. You mean you can't let all of us in? Because that's not who I'm asking for. I'm asking for my brother and my sister. And when she said that, I'm in my mind am going through so many different things, you guys, because who finds the time who finds the time for racism in that moment? My father is dying, my sister is crying, I'm trying to compose myself to even talk to you, and you still find time to introduce your own ideology in the most negative of ways. So for me, I walked away with that back into their room. And my dad used to be the kind of guy who always had something to say about these crackers. Like he wasn't a fan, but he just always has this mentality. I used to always say, Dad, don't say those kinds of things. And it really just it sat in on me so hard. Like, dang, Dad, you was right the whole time. Like, dang, Dad, like how should you find time to pull my community? Like, really? Like, that's what you come back with me with on my dad's side. Racism is so alive.
Really, wow, it's so alive. And I'm appalled, and I'm actually sorry that you even had to experience that in that moment, because the amount of rage, I don't think that I would, the way I process, I snap when I'm emotional. It's easier for me to like snap you if I'm you everything, girl, because
the grace of God, I'm telling you that I'm not was so on her side, because I was ready to drag her ass. I can't even address what you're saying because my dad's dying. Like I can't. Now, let me get back to him, but in a minute. So please believe me, I'm going to pull the whitest card ever and write me an angry letter. And when they see that my name is Tiffany, they'll think I'm a white woman too. But I'm going to definitely give the entire hospital a piece of my mind. The entire hospital. And granted, she's not the entire hospital, but she represents them. So yeah, I couldn't believe it. I'm still mad, but I'm mad at what she said. I'm mad that she felt empowered to say it, but I'm even more mad that 30, 40 years from now, my kids, my grandkids are still going to be enduring this type of rhetoric. They're still going to be enduring that mentality. It's still going to be.
What's going to happen? We're not going to allow it because we're going to create our own hospitals. We're going to create our own educational facilities. We're going to create our own pharmaceutical companies. All of that shit. We're going to have our fucking own. Because I'm telling you, it's going to go back to that. Remember, even although I'm not really all for the Bible, I am for the Book of Horace, and it's always said, this was your time. Y'all done had 400 or 500 years. Now it's our time, and I feel it. You know what I'm saying? I feel it coming on. So anyway, let's go ahead and get into, again, I'm sorry, I didn't even mean to brush over that, but my condolences. You know, I've already sent it to you privately, but this is definitely us saying it to you publicly. We love you. We are here for you. Losing a parent is never easy. I'm going to try to imagine that I know what that feels like. But, you know, we love you and we're here for you. We're not going, you know, I was reminded because, you know, I get very emotional and I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go ahead and keep my life. Yeah. We're going to keep it moving. But, yeah, we're just going to keep it moving. So let's get into our next segment. Yeah. So Dr. Dre is still in the hospital, unfortunately, after a week of suffering from a brain aneurysm. So our condolences to you, Dr. Dre. We hope that you also heal and a speedy recovery. He's still in Los Angeles, according to sources. They added that doctors have continued to run a number of tests to figure out what happened to him. So they want to keep him in the ICU to keep running tests and to make sure they're monitoring his condition. However, Dr. Dre is resting comfortably, and the source added that the doctors have already informed his family that that's a bad outcome doesn't appear to be on the rise. And so it looks like he's going to be okay. I remember hearing that Dr. Dre said that he was actually poisoned. So he thinks he's poisoned. And I'm trying to figure out like who would want to poison you besides your wife, but I don't know if she can get that close. She has that kind of weight, but you know, I don't really like. I just don't feel like this is something to really.
She's still getting that $2 million, though. She's still getting that $2 million.
Yeah. But that occurred.
Why she would want to mess that up?
Like, I don't think that she would want to mess that up. Like, I would love to know, why does he think he was poisoned? Clearly, you put out enough negativity in the world that you think somebody wants to kill you. Like, let's settle on that part right there. You have done something to somebody so bad that you think somebody wants to poison you. Like, my nigga, what you been doing?
And
what you been doing?
I'm about to say, yeah. He's done some things. He done beat a couple women. He done robbed a couple people out of a couple millions.
Yeah, a lot of people feel like, you know, this is coincidental, especially with what he's going through.
You know, Suge don't never forget. I want everybody to know, Suge don't forget. Always has a new. I don't think it was the ex-wife. Like, I don't see why she would. That's why I'm like, it ain't her. It's definitely somebody else.
Can you understand why she's pushing for the money that she wants and why she wants to live comfortably? Because I feel like a lot of people are on her side about what she's asking for, but they also don't know her side of the story and what she's been through all of these years married to this man.
Very true.
Yeah, I also agree. You can also read. I mean, you know, your coin all you want to, but I'm just saying that when we broke down the cost, that cost break was ridiculous. It was ridiculous. I'd rather you say, give me this money because I deserve it for pain and suffering. I'm not about to make all this shit up. Run me my money because I invested time and effort, and this is what my like. That's why I'm not on her, like, advocating for her so strongly, because she's not doing it the right way. She's doing it.
That's fair.
This some bogus shit. You know what I'm saying? So great news. Rick Ross finally gets his own sweet chili lemon pepper wrap snack flavor. Okay. I don't think he need to be on no other snacks. But anyway, he's the latest rapper to own his own rap snacks bag. The official snack of hip hop introduced new sweet chili lemon pepper flavored potato chips as a part of the multi-product brand cooperation between itself self-described biggest boss that you've seen thus far and the food company. I mean, like I guess it's cool. Valo Wallace endorsed barbecue the notorious B.I.G. by donating some of the sales and the proceeds to Christopher Wallace Memorial Foundation and the Rap Snack. Adding his business relationship with Rap Snacks to his ever-growing list of money-making opportunities. The South Florida native have made and Wingstop Checker franchises. It's a lot of food. Some healthy snacks.
So my co-host is having a little bit of technical difficulty over there. We're gonna keep this thing moving for you guys. So first off, that's too many flavors on one chip there, Rick Ross. Okay, but I feel like, especially because he's a Florida dude, like I feel like because he's a Florida dude, that those joints are going to slap. Like that is straight up Florida.
Yes. I need a whole commercial with him eating them.
Yeah,
because they don't be eating their own chip.
That's not their job. Their job is to put their face on the bag and you go buy it. Okay, we all know the Migos on that. I believe it. I believe it. Like I'm not opposed to trying the sweet chili lemon pepper. It's just that when I hear it, I feel a stomach ache coming. It's just that. I feel it coming on. Like, who wants to go to the bathroom after that? So, moving right along, you lucky we can't hear you, Pooh.
Okay, I'm muted. My bad. I muted myself. I'm back. Okay. I'll say move right along because he don't need to be on no more snacks. I need something healthy to come up in the mix somewhere along the way. And yeah, because you on Checkers, Wingstop, where's the healthy bit? Let's get into that. How about that? So Verzuz finally has a date for Ashanti and Keyshia Cole. I'm so excited because it's been days and we are over it. The first one was due to Ashanti having tested positive for COVID, so then it got postponed to January 9th. Then they eventually settled on the 21st to watch Keyshia and Ashanti go hit for the remote location. So this is exciting, y'all. We finally have it. January 21st is the date. Okay. Ciroc will also be sponsoring it, I guess. Ciroc has a 235 splash cocktail as a signature special drink for Verzuz, so that's dope. I see Ciroc getting their money. I see you Diddy on the back end, but we finally get it. I'm excited to finally see them go toe for toe. I think this is going to be super dope. Hopefully, the girl who had her watch party and the whole setup is going to do the same thing over again and enjoy herself. Are you excited? Who do you think is going to blow it out the water?
Yo, I think Keyshia Cole is going to mop the floor. Like, I don't think Ashanti has 20 songs. I don't. I want to challenge everybody. Just pull me up 10 Ashanti songs and I'll leave it alone. Just pull me 10 that you feel like she could put up against Keyshia Cole and I'll shut up. But Keyshia Cole's about to do it. And I'm not saying that Keyshia got 20, but I'm saying even if you put it on a tight 10, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. Okay, and everybody's gonna be at home messing up, singing, sounding crazy, all on this.
Everybody, I should have lied, I should have cheated. All of that. I don't know if Ashanti used to write it all, but I know that Keyshia Cole has written songs for a couple of people as well. Yeah. So she may not have 20 for herself, but I know she got a repertoire of other music that she's written for other people that actually dope. So I just think this is for entertainment purposes because the R&B culture, as you know, that's what we wanted. So I totally understand it. I ain't even mad at it.
The versus battle that I want is T.I. and Ludacris. If you guys can please make that happen for me, I will be so excited. That's it. That's what I want.
Ludacris and Nelly didn't count at all. But anyway, we about to take a short segment break, and we're gonna come back to these. And we're gonna come back and yeah, we got our special guest, and we're gonna see if we can cover some more of these hot takes because we don't care about Kamala, but I guess we gotta go talk about her boring ass in Vogue shoot. I said in Vogue shoot. Anyway, now shout out to our amazing DJ Stiletto. Go ahead and see what you got. Let's see what you got for us tonight.
See, I wasn't even going to say nothing about Kamala and the Vogue thing now.
I ain't gonna lie. Our vice president is dry.
She ain't even posed, you guys. Oh, ain't nobody give her no nice outfit to put on or nothing.
We're gonna get into the music. Y'all hold that thought. We're gonna get into the music and then we're gonna run it back.
We did it, y'all. We did it. And from there, ladies, we gonna call this the Boss Lady Fix. You know what it is. Yeah. Let's get it.
Hey, yeah.
I got my boss ladies in the building. I'm gonna let my ladies introduce them. Hey, check. We back. Y'all don't know about this. Get your money up, nigga. Get your money up. This is the rock.
Hey, this was lit. I ain't gonna hold you. This was lit. This was lit. Welcome. Shout out to our special guest. Welcome back. Shout out to DJ Stiletto for that bomb ass lady boss ass mix. That's what I'm talking about. We needed that because we got some beautiful bosses with us right now today. Shout out to our special guest. Welcome Gabrielle Brown to our show. And hey. Welcome. So tell us a little bit. I mean, you graduated from Salisbury University. You have a degree in journalism, that's totally amazing. Because to be a writer, I hate writing, so I definitely know who to come to.
I do too sometimes.
You know. But tell us a little bit more about the gift of gab, because I've actually called into some of your lives and everything. I know you from you actually interviewing me from Cincy Sweet. I'm not sure if you remember us, but you interviewed us about at the spaceship. Yes, the spaceship about 3 or 4 years ago. Yeah, off of U Street. That's crazy.
I know.
That was a long time ago.
Oh, thank you for reminding me. I really forgot. Well, thank you guys first of all for having me on
here. Welcome. So give us a little bit more about the gift again.
Awesome. Thank you. This is awesome. This is fun. I'm like, I want to be on this every week. But a little bit about myself, or a little bit about my show, The Gift of Gab. I actually started interviewing people back when I was in college. I did a lot of volunteer work. And I found that a lot of people that were around my school had a good story to tell. It seemed as though my school, Salisbury, was just kind of plopped into the middle of a town. And, the people there were kind of, I don't want to say a little bit low income, but, they didn't really have anywhere to go or anyone to talk to. So I just decided, let me go out here, volunteer, and really hear people's stories. So I started volunteering at soup kitchens, and I actually did my senior project on the community of Salisbury, which aired on TV for 6 months. So that was my first debut in having my work showcased, not on a national level, but a regional level. Thank you. I appreciate it. So I transformed my show, and I realized moving to the city, I'm from Frederick, Maryland. If anyone knows where that is, it's like a dot on the map. So I moved closer to DC from College Park. Yeah. And meeting people here, I was just a sponge. I realized that I had met so many people on so many different paths, and I'm a bit chaotic. So it's kind of hard for me. I'm an Aries for anyone. Hey. So it can be kind of hard for me to focus on things. So blame my chaotic guest list on my attention span. So every week I try to have someone new, someone different. And I try to have people that I don't really know a lot about. I like to go into situations and be dumb. I mean, that's the way that I learn. I don't want to know everything all the time. But by interviewing different types of people, I'm able to be in different types of rooms. So that's where we are today.
Yeah. That sounds super dope. Well, congratulations on that. Hopefully we can make sure that we return the love by being on your show as well.
Yes.
So I would say, what was one of the main, like, I understand you said that one of the main reasons why you did it is because you definitely wanted to get out. It helped you meet people. You were able to do a lot more good in the community. As far as your branding is concerned, do you see you, like, I see you elevated your set. I literally have been, I watch you from my Sensei Sweet page, of course. So, it's just good to see someone young also doing something and taking some major strides, because that's a really good thing. But as far as your brand, do you see it like expanding to maybe doing it on YouTube, like, or getting on to like a regular podcast like iHeartRadio or something like that?
Yeah, so I actually have a contract. I'm not going to really speak on it too much yet, but I do have a contract for my show to be on a network. So that is coming very, very soon. I'm actually interviewing my guest for that tomorrow on Friday. I don't want to say any names, Raheem Devon, but yeah, I have. I'm excited about it. I'm like, yes. And funny story, if I can say it. You know, before I started doing this, it's funny to talk about my set. I actually started working in this industry as a production assistant, which I still do, except for COVID, of course. All production sets had been halted for a majority of all last year, I'd say. But I started on a production set, and I worked a production set in Nashville about 2 years ago at the Black Honors Award show. And you're assigned an artist, and the artist I was assigned was a gospel singer. I think her name is something Hawthorne, light-skinned chick. I know she won a bunch of awards, but she's awesome. But in the dressing room next to us was Raheem Devon. And man, was he loud, was he rowdy? He would not stay in his room, in the green room. He was just all over the place. Thinking, what is this man doing? He is so hyper, like just naturally hyper. And I talked to him the whole time because I was hyper too. And being a PA, sometimes you can sit around or you can be running around with your head cut off. That particular set, I was more so sitting around with my artist and making sure she was okay. And I bonded with Raheem. And by doing things like that, I was able to establish a relationship. Here I am 2 years later with the show on Instagram, and Raheem wrote me because we're friends on Instagram, and he says, if you ever need a muse for your show, don't ever hesitate to hit me. So I didn't.
I'm gonna take you. I was about to say, you know, our beautiful, amazing co-host T. Gray, she knows all about production sets and being behind the scenes and setting up those types of things. That's definitely a good look.
And sorry, to answer your question for part two, I've never really been like a YouTube person. I know it's a part of my generation and TikTok, and I'm really a behind the scenes person. So when I started being in front of the camera, I had a lot of anxiety just because I'm used to like being a videographer and an editor and a writer, a screenwriter. I even code. So being in front of the camera is nerve-wracking. And even now I'm like, I kind of take it as it comes. I'm not sure where I see my show going. I'm very thankful to have it and have a base and have people want to listen to me. But hopefully it can lead me to a place to where I can use all of my talents that I have. So
that's super dope. I definitely feel the same thing that you feel as far as the anxiety part and being in front of the camera, because I'm more of a connect with you in person type of person, and fluidity just kind of happens naturally. So on the camera, It's like you kind of have to just have that already coming in. And yeah, it is very nerve-wracking, but I appreciate you. That's a very relatable thing.
Thank you.
Yeah,
You kind of quiet over there. Sorry. My bad.
I'm about to slide in. It's okay. I'm about to slide. So
It's been a
what I
long
would like
day.
to know is just what have been some of your biggest challenges to you reaching your goal?
Honestly, at first it was COVID because, like she said, you know, I'm a very in-person person. I am very great at walking in a room and setting it on fire. I think that's one of my, if not best traits. I always say that I put my intellect first and I put my beauty second. I'm thankful to be an attractive, pretty woman, but I don't stand on that. I get my foot in the door by my intelligence. So I think, you know, a part of that and having to transition my show from being in person to being directly online, that was probably the biggest challenge at first. But then after that, it came with little things like my set and having to put in more money into myself, into my vision in order for it to come, you know, to fruition, because it's not cheap, you know, doing things like this. You want to keep up the aesthetic. So, you know, even buying a backdrop, this is expensive. Buying a plant from IKEA, you know, buying furniture.
Right.
So being
My furniture,
yeah, getting by all that stuff can be difficult.
I understand that.
Yeah,
This whole entire wall was bare at the beginning of the pandemic.
that looks
I
nice.
was like, hey. But when I had to transition from doing my show in person to being at home, I was like,
You gotta get
let me not do
creative.
that wall. Like, let me give you some sort of vibe, you know what I mean, behind me, because this is it. You know, right now people are getting Zoom, Vimeo, StreamYard, whatever the case may be. So yeah, most definitely, I understand that. But you're really you're really taking things to a level that I definitely aim to be. So I'm super excited to have you on and just really pick your brain for a minute. I know you say you're not really clear as far as what you want your vision to be with your show, but just as your brand, like what would you want your legacy to be with your brand?
Wow, that's awesome. Awesome question. You know, sometimes I'm like, I'm so driven and I'm only 26. So I have moments where I'm like, oh, whatever, you know, I'm carefree. You know, I'm 26. It'll come as it goes, or, you know, it'll come along, but I should put more thought into that. I haven't. I'm kind of, you know, I hate to say it, but sometimes I live day by day. I don't know if that's a good thing or not. YOLO. I should put more thought into that, but my legacy, my brand, I mean, I've always been about positivity. So once COVID is over, you know, I'm not sure how I feel about volunteering during this period, but volunteering was such a major part of my life for a long time. I haven't really volunteered in the last year. So I know that a part of my legacy, I want it to be giving back. I've always had enough. And I've always tried to make sure that others around me have had enough as well. So being able to expand on that with my name and have my name go somewhere, that also means that I would like to take the community and the people there as well.
Yeah, most definitely.
That's philanthropy is a beautiful thing.
Off the top of my head too. I'm like, okay.
That's good. That's good. That's good. That's a good question too. I tell you, man, my co-host went bomb.
Yeah.
Like, I tell you. So before we pass it on over to our DJ Stiletto, I definitely want to figure out how we can find you. Tell everybody, you know, where they can hear your podcast and how they can find your lives, because your lives are very important. And again, I appreciate you for being so honest about that. You said something. I'm going to start going live more and more so I can get used to actually doing these types of things. So I think I'm going to try to do the same things so I can get rid of this anxiety.
I actually heard a really good quote. I heard a really good quote recently by someone that was kind of giving me advice and, you know, helping mentor me. And they said, if it was easy to go live, everyone would be going live. if it was easy to go live, you'd see every person on your friends list with a live button next to it with them going live. It's not an easy thing. And it's not something that always comes naturally, whether you're an outgoing person or whether, you know, you're like us who like to speak with people in person. It's not as natural as people think. So like you said, it comes with a lot of practice. So yeah, being able to practice with that, you'll be able to go major. You'll be able to go far. But with my show, it's actually in transition right now. But if you guys want to follow my Instagram at @GabbySupreme_, you can follow me for all the updates. If you would like to check out my website that I created, it's gbmediallc.com. And again, it's gbmediallc.com. And you can check out some of my original content, some photos I've taken. And I'm also looking for writers and interns. So anyone that likes to write and that's young, please hit me up. Thank you guys so much.
Oh, that's dope. Okay, so T Gray, how can they find you?
Yes, you guys, make sure you definitely follow me. I just put up a new Instagram, so you guys get on that at the T Gray, TheTGraye. And I have a new website. It's a new year. You guys go hit me up some merch. www.sextalkwithtgray.com. Get one of my funky sweatshirts. Meet me at the corner of Sex and Comedy. I'm definitely going to get on my co-host and my DJ in my clothes, just so you all know. And shout out to Cousin Paul, you guys, for these Spoiler Godwin shirts. We appreciate it. We appreciate you. And you all make sure you see us again right here next week, Wednesday. This what we be. This what we, you know.
This is what we do every Wednesday on Illustrate Radio. Illustrate Radio every time. You see what I'm saying? Well, y'all already know I'm gonna have to in one pages. So yeah, Cincy Sweet. Yes, we have some specials going on there, so y'all make sure y'all check us out on there. We are now also selling our CBD products at Brackish Water and National Harbor. So y'all look out those rubs and those gels, get your body all loose and feeling good. Also, don't forget to follow Magical AF Podcast. I just dropped a new episode as well. And shout out to my team for the motivation. I appreciate y'all because doing this show has kept me consistent. Yes, and don't forget, y'all, I want y'all to make sure y'all follow us on iHeartRadio, on our Instagram page at Illustrate Radio, and that is ILLASTR8RADIO Radio. Y'all can also look for the link in my bio. Bars! And I'm gonna go ahead and switch it on over to my DJ Stiletto. Hey, I'm still vibing. Okay.
Good night, everyone. See y'all. It's been a pleasure. It's Illustrate Radio. Big up my two co-hosts, Lucky. Yeah, night, Lucky. Okay. And of course, my co-host T Gray, who is going through something. But you know what? Even through the midst of it, we still gonna smile through the pain. We still gonna look through it. And you know what? Our daddies is down there where they looking down on us and they smiling. They are proud. And I know your father is very proud of what you do and how you doing it. And guess what? We gonna do this for you. Make sure y'all tune in each and every Wednesday, 9 to 10. We got special guests every week. It's Illustrate Radio. I'm DJ Stiletto. I'm out. Hey.